In this episode of Book of the Beast, we're going over Meganobz. Meganobz haven't changed a whole lot. They're the same price as they were before. The stats are exactly the same. Nothing's changed. You do get a character in the unit now. Again, they can go up to 10 models in the unit. They have changed enough to make them very interesting. Of course, they come with a Twin Link Shooter, a Power Claw, of course Mega Armor, and stick bombs, even though I don't know why they have stick bombs. I think they had stick bombs in the old book too, but they all have power fists, so yeah, I guess you can throw a Strength 3 template if you really wanted to. They have Irrigo, Furious Charge, and Mob Rule. Of course, Mega Armor does give them Slow and Purposeful, which means they can't run, and they can't Overwatch. Which is too bad, because with Combi Scorches and Twin Link Shooters, Overwatch could be very, very good with Meganobz, but unfortunately they can't Overwatch do the Slow and Purposeful rule. How they have changed is that any model can take a boss pole, which I think is huge change. You can give them their own boss poles, so they have a better chance of sticking around. And of course they come with a character, so you can actually send them off on their own without too much worry of them running away or getting pinned. I mean, that was the biggest problem. If you just had Meganobz by themselves, like in the Battle Wagon got exploded, they would more often not get pinned. But now that they have a character, now that they can have a boss pole and multiple boss poles if you really want to, which is not a bad idea, by the way. That way you make sure you always have one. They're less likely of getting in fact, they're going to be virtually impossible to be pinned coming out of an exploding battle wagon. And they're going to take very little damage, if any, from the mob rule. One biggest change is that they can replace, let's see, where is it? Any model may replace their Twin Link Shooters and Power Claw with 2 kill saws for 10 points per model. That is awesome. It's very specifically 2 kill saws. It is 2 close combat weapons that are both specialist weapons, so they get +1 attack and Armor Bane. So there'd be 4 base attacks with Armor Bane with the kill saws. And again, you're not going to be overwatching with the big shooters anyway, so it's not a big loss. And so, I mean, it is kind of spendy at 10 points a model, bumps them up to 50 points a model, which is a lot of points. But having that extra attack, I think is awesome, just absolutely awesome for that option, and I think it's a great option they added to them. So I think that's the 2 biggest changes again for Meganobz is that you can actually send them off on their own without a character. They can't take invul saves. They didn't have invul saves before, so that's no loss from the Cyborg bodies in this book. You can finally give them Feel No Pain, teaming him up with a Pain Boy. So that is, again, completely, totally awesome. But I think the best thing to go with Meganobz is Mad Dog Grotznick. I don't think there's any way, and there's no short ways around it. You take a small unit of Meganobz, give them a War Boss with a Lucky Stick, and you give them Mad Dog Grotznick, and you got a unit that's you got a real Death Star there. So they're weapon skill 5. They're going to be fearless with Mad Dog and Feel No Pain, and of course with Mad Dog they have the what is that? Rampage? Not Rampage. Where is it? Yeah, it is Rampage. Where that if they're outnumbered at the beginning of the combat, they gain plus D3 attacks each. So it won't work on the charge at the turn they charge because they're not in combat at the beginning of the combat phase. So it'll never work on a charge turn. But any turn after that, especially if they have kill saws plus the Rampage, they can have up to 7 attacks each at weapon skill 5. And they're going to be fearless, so you don't have to worry about them running away. And Feel No Pain, so they can have a lot more survivability than they've ever had before. And this could be a really, really true Death Star, even better than Knob Bikers, especially if you put them in a scouting battle wagon out of the Gazi formation. So you get what 8 Meganobz, Mega Armored War Boss, a Mad Dog Grotznick, and you could even throw in a KFF mech. You can even give the mech Mega Armor 2, so it'd be 7 Meganobz, KFF mech with Mega Armor, and War Boss and Mega Armor with the Lucky Stick in a battle wagon. And it's just pure death. I mean, pure and simple. The problem with that, of course, is going to slaughter, pretty much slaughter whatever they touch. Say if you go up against a Wraith Knight, yeah, you're going to lose 2 or 3 of them to the Wraith Knight before they get to attack. But we're talking so many attacks at a high weapon skill, strength 8 or 9. I mean, they're just going to take down a Wraith Knight or Riptide like it wasn't even there. With the kill saws, they're going to go through any vehicle. They're going to be really effective against land raiders. Having 4 base attacks with Armor Bane, they're going to rip through land raiders easier than anything we've ever had in the Codex before. So Meganobz are your new superstar close combat unit, replacing the Nobz. Nobz were really good in the old Codex because they had so many more options. They had so much more survivability. But now that you can give these guys the +1 weapon skill, now you can give them Feel No Pain, and you can make them fearless all the time with Mad Doc. Meganobz are your absolute best close combat unit in the book. No doubt about it. They are superstars. They are a Death Star, properly equipped. So, and again, if you do take Mad Doc Grosnick as your war boss, as your warlord, you won't have the Wah, which isn't a big deal because these guys can't run anyway because of the Mega Armor. So you're not losing anything by taking Mad Doc Grosnick as your warlord if you have a Lhasa Meganobz. So that's how you want to use them. Battle wagon, get them across the board and start just ripping into things. There's very little that's going to survive coming up against a rampaging, fearless, Feel No Pain Meganobz. Very little. They're very, very, very powerful close combat unit in this new book because of the things you can do, which you could not do before. So, I know if you just watched my Nob video, my last video talking about Nobs where they've lost some power, Meganobz have gained a lot of power for the exact same reasons, because things have been moved out into the HQ slots, because changes to other things that you can do with them, as opposed to changes to the unit itself. So if you were running Nobs before, you probably want to convert over to Meganobz. And, it might be some marketing strategy in there to get that new plastic Meganob kit, which is way too expensive. I think they're, what, $21 a model, which is, I think, the same price they were charging for the metal models before. Of course, you do get more options because you do get the KFF mech and its weapon thing, whatever, the teleporter, whatever. So there are more options in there, but and of course you got the kill saw options and the combi weapon options. So I'm not sure if it's quite worth the exact same, but at least they didn't go up in price from the old metal models. I think plastic should reduce in price some, but that's me. At least they didn't go up. So they stayed the same price as they were before. 21 bucks a model, and you got a lot more options in the kit. And of course, you can always get a discount off the plastics real easy from a lot of places. So, they're going to be, if you can find these at a discount, which I'm sure everyone can online somewhere, they're going to be a great value as far as putting the models together compared to the way they used to be. So, well, that's about it. That's really all I have to say about Meganobz. Meganobz are your elite close combat unit. They are a true Death Star with the right HQ options. And throw them in a battle wagon and just throw them against anything, and they'll just wipe stuff out left and right. So that's about it for this episode of the Book of the Beast. I'll talk to you guys later.